welcome back to my channel. I'm Rachel, the owner and creator here at the Eclectic Cottage in Spokane, Washington. Happy Sunday, everyone. For today's video, I had planned on going this certain direction, and then I was in my kitchen looking around and I saw a couple things that have been sitting there for a while. One of them was very Easter related, so I was kind of thinking I should get them finished before Easter's actually here. So I went in a completely different direction for today's video. It's pretty simple, just a couple projects, but they were a lot of fun. I hope you like how they turned out, and without further ado, let's get to today's video. My first project for today is this little metal container that's been in my stash for quite a while. It's one of those pieces that I've pulled out a few different times and then never figured out what I wanted to do with it and just put it away again. So I finally decided that it was time to actually do something with it. And since I already had this color sitting around because I was using it on the next project that you're going to see, I decided to go ahead and paint this little container using this beautiful blue called Haint Blue. This is one of the Cottage colors by DIY, and I wanted to use a Cottage color on this little metal container because not only are they a nice durable paint, but they have a built-in sealer, so no need for any other type of sealer over the top, and they are self-leveling, which means I'll get a nice, smooth, even finish when I'm done painting. Now these Cottage colors do tend to be a little bit thinner than the regular DIY paint line, but they are also very highly pigmented. So for this project, since I was going over a light color, I only needed 2 coats of the paint. Once my paint was dry, I decided I needed to do something to bring out the detail in this little container. So I am dry brushing a little bit of weathered wood by DIY over the top of the detail. I'm using a little chip brush. I'm barely dipping the tips of the bristles into the paint, and then I'm wiping almost all of it back off. And then I'm using a very light touch to go over the detail, going in both directions, really trying to highlight it, but yet keep it a little on the subtle side. Now, while the Cottage color does not require a sealer, the weathered wood paint does. So I am going over the body of this container with a coat of DIY's clear liquid patina to seal that weathered wood paint. Once I was finished sealing the weathered wood paint, I did go back in and put a coat of paint on the bottom of this container just to tie everything in, and then it was finished. I love the way that it came out, and it's going to be the perfect vessel for my next project. I bought these little wooden eggs at Hobby Lobby a few weeks ago, figuring I could do something fun with them for Easter, and then they've just been sitting around my kitchen ever since. So I decided before Easter was over, I should probably go ahead and do something with them. For this project, I'm using the DIY Cottage colors with their built-in sealer and their smooth finish. For my first 2 eggs, I am using white linen because I am planning to decoupage them with some napkins once they're finished. You can see here I am having to paint one half of the egg, dry it with my hairdryer, flip it over, then paint the other end, and then dry that, and then repeat that process until I have 2 good coats on each of my eggs. For the rest of the eggs, I chose colors that I felt looked like Easter. So 2 of them got 2 coats of Ameraucana, 1 of them got 2 coats of vintage pink, and the last one got 2 coats of Haint blue. For the 2 white eggs, I'm going to be using this beautiful napkin that was gifted to me, and I am starting by tearing off 2 of the 3 plies of the napkin, leaving only the very thin piece that has the pattern on it. And I'm starting by tearing off a piece of the napkin that I want to use, laying down a thin layer of liquid patina by DIY, smoothing out the napkin over the top, and then going over it with another coat of that liquid patina. Once I have that first piece in place, I am working my way around the rest of the egg, covering it strip by strip with little pieces of the napkin, and then using another coat of the liquid patina to smooth everything into place. For some of the pieces, I figure out where I want the pattern to fit, and then I'll actually hold them in place with my thumb while I tuck some of that liquid patina up underneath the napkin and then lay it down using the paintbrush. This way, I'm sure that my piece goes down exactly where I want it. And as I work my way around, I'm using my hairdryer to keep things dry so that my fingers don't stick to the paper and peel it back off again. For the other 4 eggs, I am going to be using this beautiful set that I just got in from Redesign with Prima called Botanical Paradise. This is one of their older sets, but it's definitely one of my favorites. And I just added a few to my web shop as well at www.theeclecticcottagespokane.com. This set has a lot of these smaller florals that are just perfect for this project. So I'm cutting them out one by one and laying them in a random pattern on each egg. Now for the first egg, I tried to use the transfer stick, but I found out really quickly that it was faster and easier to just use my thumbnails. And when you're trying to apply a transfer to a curved surface like this, you really just need to work in sections, starting at one end and working your way to the other, just laying the transfer down a little bit at a time while you peel back that piece of vellum. And this really ended up being a fun little project. I enjoyed cutting out my transfers and then just placing them down on the egg, trying to fill the gaps as best I could. If I ran into a transfer that was a little too big, I would just cut it down to size to use in whatever gap I was trying to fill. And then, like I said before, with the decoupage eggs, I just kept working my way around each of my eggs until I was happy with how they looked. Now, even though my cottage colors don't need a sealer, it's always a good idea to protect your transfers with some sort of a top coat. And since I already had my clear liquid patina out, I decided to go ahead and use that to seal up my transfers on these eggs. So I'm just using a little brush, painting on a good thin even coat on the top of the egg, drying it, then flipping it around to do the bottom, and I continued that procedure for all 4 of the eggs that had transfers on them. Once I was finished with this, my little egg project was done, and now I can put some Spanish moss into my little container and add my beautiful new Easter eggs. I love how they came out, and I hope you guys do too. That is it from here for today, you guys. I hope you liked my projects and I hope you enjoyed today's video. I absolutely love how the little eggs came together. I would definitely buy more again for next season. So I highly recommend grabbing yourself some if you have a Hobby Lobby in your area and just doing something creative with them. It's a good way to spend an afternoon for sure. Anyway, if you did enjoy today's video, please give it a thumbs up. I so appreciate that. And if you haven't already, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel and then just hit the little notification bell so you don't miss anything. And then of course, don't forget to drop a comment below and let me know what you thought of my projects for today. Just a quick reminder too, the paint and products you see me use can be purchased through me at my website, and that's www.theeclecticcottagespokane.com. I carry DIY paint and products as well as Sweet Pickins milk paint and products, along with Roycycle Treasures decoupage papers, and of course some Redesign with Prima. So if you're in need of anything, check those out there. And then let's see, for Thursday's project or video, I will probably get back to work on some of the projects that I had intended on having for you guys for today. So I hope you can join me back here on Thursday for whatever I come up with, you guys. Until then, have a wonderful rest of your weekend, beginning of the week, and I'll see you back here on Thursday. Thank you so much for being here, you guys. I appreciate it, and I'll see you then. Bye.